I don't have the volume on this off, just holler at me when it goes off.
Yeah.
So I think I got it off.
I power mine down because I don't take any chances, even if I'm silent. If
You know
my
what?
kids reach out to me, it'll bypass
Same
that.
mine.
anyway.
I think that is a better idea.
They'll show in a minute.
Well,
What's this? Not before.
I have no idea. Oh, and public,
Yeah.
I don't know, not tonight.
Public comment. Comment.
There you go, I couldn't think of the word.
Yeah, I think that's a better idea. Shut right. I was afraid it's.
Taking this, I know.
Next time it is just us, I'm bringing pizza.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, that was so.
I second that.
They stand for pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to
To
the
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ready here. Budget discussion is where we're at.
Discussion. So you have before you the version 3. And to give you a quick summary, I'm gonna pass out the cost centers.
One more.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Oh, I got two. That's it. Yeah, I love something else. Supposed to follow.
Update this. This is what I did the last time.
Oh, yes, that's.
This one's these. And then I have, this is what I was doing the last minute. I came down here. Wanted to take this. This is the town share. So if you write on there, version 3 and updated it today, I'd appreciate it. Yeah. It says version 2 in the left-hand corner, and version 1, and that's just right there. And I updated it this morning today. Oh, sometimes it's working down.
Hence why it wasn't written on here, right?
That's right.
Happening that.
Is in a big hurry. So you'll notice a little bit from last time that the budget actually has gone up slightly. And it's gone up for 1.2%, and that is including all the updated figures for education technicians. And still the placeholder for our teacher salaries, which we're still working on, so it is just a placeholder. I did fix all the percentages.
Go
Slow
down.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah, so can we choose one of the documents, either cost center or the town share, and like work through? Actually, how about we choose the cost center and then do the line by line and then in with the town? Like for just sequence, does that make sense, the sequence? Okay, so Ms. Rhonda, how about cost centers? Like comment there is that you've got everything updated. With the exception of, we're still waiting for health insurance, which we're towards the end of March, so that should be coming in the next couple weeks. It shouldn't be more than that. There is an estimate in here for the health insurance, so we're hoping that, you know, there'll be a % or something that we'll save there. On the assistant administration, school administration, and for each of the teaching staff, wages are in there. For teaching staff, it's estimated, but for the other pieces, like with state insurance, health insurance, state insurance, federal insurance, workman's comp, unemployment,
Yeah.
those things are mostly all accurate to the number that we have the estimate. So understand that if we change an estimate by 1%, then that will slightly change those, but it is quite unlikely that they'll go up.
That's correct.
That makes sense? Okay, all right. Yep, go ahead.
So I mean, I always look at the bottom line and the percentage it goes up.
Yeah.
Rhonda, and that's 1.288. That's what we're figuring on right now.
That's what we're figuring.
That's best guess.
Best guess.
And
Yes.
you feel that's a pretty accurate guess?
Yes, I do, because I ran the numbers and I did it in the calculator because Excel has not been very reliable. Behind lately.
But if, that's an awful good number.
It's a great number, looking at our
Uh,
budget this way.
No.
It's not such a great number, looking at our EPS formula and those kind of things that did create a gap in our subsidy.
So, but the great part of this, Kevin, is that as an institution, as our system, we're being very observant of the things that we need. We're responding to the economy that we're working with. And we're thinking about what that looks like. And then the rest of these things will come into play. But for as far as being fiscally responsible.
Being good stewards of our money.
Yeah.
That's a great phrase. Then yes, this document definitely represents that that's happening.
Yeah.
Good stewards of our money. I like that. Good phrase. I'm gonna write it down.
Me too.
We use it at church business meetings.
Yes.
That's a great phrase. It is. I say fiscally responsible, but that's a
Same
really
here.
nice way to put it.
I see transportation went down. Did we talk to Mr. Bragdon? No?
No,
Transportation went down.
Oh, went up, sorry, went up, sorry, yeah. Cause we were gonna talk to him, right?
if we need to.
Okay,
Kind of an ace in the hole, if we need to. And Nick and I talked about that today, actually. Yeah. Yep, okay. Any other questions, thoughts, comments on the cost center sheet? Anything else stand out that looks a little wonky or have a question about?
No.
All right, line by line, so
Down the line.
Well, one quick question.
Sure.
Special education.
Yes,
I
sir.
know that's changed just changed a little bit. We're gonna be more responsible for some of the costs of an out-of-state placement. Is that taking that into account?
Special ed is always a shot in the dark. Because one thing can change, one student program can change, and actually, we're experiencing it right now, like literally right now, we didn't meeting today. So I don't know what we have for reserve in that account. If
So
any,
is this probably not much this year, because we did have some more costs come in. We are looking at the special education account now and shifting some more PT, psychological services, social work, and OT, contracted services to local entitlement. I don't have that figure yet because it's just actually happened today that we're looking at some stuff. So we will be shifting some of that some of those costs to local entitlement charges as much as possible.
and local entitlement awards haven't come out yet, not unusual. We almost always pass our budget before local entitlement comes out. We all make our best guess. They tell us not to go higher than our last allotment.
It should be
So,
right around.
Year
the-
after year.
Like the 190, 192 that we should receive from them. Same thing with title, I think was 338 last time, I think.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Rhonda.
Shelley, we're voting on this at our next meeting, right?
Yes.
Is that gonna be our
That's why I
next
say.
regular meeting?
A regular
We're
meeting.
not having another. Yeah, we are having a meeting next Tuesday, are we?
No,
We
That's-
have,
next Tuesday is the board meeting, isn't it? I don't have the date.
we have to,
On the seventh.
Okay.
Tuesday's the 30th.
So we're not,
Yeah,
gonna-
yeah, week after
Right,
that.
right.
so we're not gonna have a meeting next week on the budget.
We won't unless when we leave here today, there's a need to, and then
Okay.
if there is, we'll schedule that. We're hoping that we'll answer all of your questions. And if we don't, if it's just, like, if the question that remains is what's gonna happen with health insurance, then I would say if you're comfortable, we would still go ahead and vote because the amount change should be really minuscule.
Okay.
But yeah, we can fill that out at the end, Kevin, if you
Yeah.
think there's a reason to meet, we are happy to do that.
Okay, The superintendent's office, we'll start right out with. The yellow is the health insurance piece, which we don't have. The rest of the green numbers are the numbers that I verified and are accurate to the best of my knowledge, including the unemployment rate and the workers' comp rate.
Yep.
Because we did receive those
Since we met last time.
since we met last time.
Yep.
The pink you see here is legal fees. I did increase it a little bit because the legal fees have gone up again.
Yep.
So we wanted to make sure we might be able to cover any legal fees. Do you see any questions within that line, or do we need to really go line by line like the superintendent's office, or? are you
Honestly,
good with
just-
that?
Give them a second, and just kind of watch the rulers and when they're down to the bottom. Going through.
Green, this hasn't changed since the last time we met.
Green has been verified since last time we
Right.
met.
Okay,
That-
verified.
Those are the numbers we're going with. The green is we're going.
The dark green, yeah.
The dark
Correct.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The working column is just, that's percentages column for me to calculate.
Yes, nobody on there, right?
No.
Shelley, the
What?
question would be, if we go to mediation, what line does that come out of? Does that come out of legal fees?
it does.
Here,
Yes.
It
so
does.
should we have do we have enough in there to cover it? It's
I
my
think so.
question.
And it's about 1,500.
Okay,
I think we'll be okay.
okay.
Good question. Like it should have gone down for,
It probably was a little high for the previous year, and
got you. I'm just looking at the 25%
so
down.
recalculating it, and the administrative assistant also. That position has, well, Medicare and Social Security
In that line.
in that line. and I
Yeah, so
don't-
there's a combination.
Okay,
Yep.
And the superintendent salary went down, so that's why that went down. Because it was calculated on a different budget before we started sharing the superintendent.
sounds good.
So the next one is central office. The change you see would be my salary for the next fiscal year. Audit, those fees have gone up. The contracted services line went up considerably because we're paying for the school resource officer.
Thank you for pointing that out.
And if you turn to the next page, page two. The only change that I would need to possibly make is retiree health insurance, but at the current levels and also predicting that the health insurance will go up, we're leaving at the 405,000. There might be some wiggle room within there, but I highly doubt it.
So Kevin, I think I see on the next one,
Something.
we had agreed
Yes,
in the last one, Rhonda, that we would go up, 1,000.
Okay,
So I think you just missed that.
so. Do we need to do that with a policy or can we just come up?
I don't know, that's a good
That was
question.
a question we
Miss Ron-
asked.
Miss
What is
Whalen.
it, I'm not sure if it's in policy.
I don't think
but
it
we
is.
probably should address it at open board meeting.
I agree. So let's do a couple of things. Let's budget it, Rhonda. And Camel, let's look at it for policy and let's put it on our next board meeting. So I agree, it's public.
What's our current stipend? Is it?
The 1,000 for you.
And
then
then
1,200 for him.
So we're gonna do 1,000 for you and then was it 14 for you? What would we?
Maybe 1,200 and 1,400
1,400.
for each one. Cause I don't think it's changed since I've been on it.
Yep, that was a miss. We did talk about that, Kevin.
Okay, so that will change that line then.
Oh, you just ruined our budget.
Just roll our budget. We're at 12.35% now.
You can get one for free if you want.
depending on what happens, I could always change the,
Yeah, that's for.
we always knock it down, we'd have to.
Wait, down to Granite Street. System admin. Which is actually school admin. Again, health insurance. Yep, the rest of those numbers have been verified and are accurate. I met with Joanna this morning, so we did make some minor changes. If we're all set, we can flip to page 3. So her overall budget is up because I know she added supplies in there for, like field day and those kind of task staff appreciation supplies, so that did go up this year. Stern's principal's office. We still have to figure out the assistant principal salary position that has not been calculated yet. And that's because we don't have our numbers, or I'm aware of our numbers yet. To see what that position is gonna look like, which will change some health insurance and those pieces there. It won't change the health insurance, but depending on what the health insurance number comes in.
Right.
The principal salary did go up $1,000. It looks like they have. The staff salaries went up as well for the clerical and secretary. They added a line for reimbursement for the classes for the principal. That's really the major changes within that cost center.
Taking the classes, is that to get a bigger degree? Is that what we're looking at?
Or to retain certification.
Okay.
Could be for either of those
Okay,
purposes.
yeah.
Yep.
2,800. That's under the professional credit reimbursement? Is
Yes.
that what you were talking about?
And so that particular one there is Beth. And well, actually, yeah, that would be Beth. And she has been talking about pursuing her next degree. The one next, I wasn't sure which one it was, but Nick took a couple of classes this year because he's for certification purposes.
Everything look good there, guys? Pre-K to 2 instruction. The salary did go down there because we are losing a teacher, a grade 2 teacher, so you'll just see that there. And we've had some new teachers come in that are at your lower fees here. So that's the change there, and they're only for that program. They have 5 ed techs and 2 pre-K teachers. And what else do we have in that? Just click it on. We do too.
So just to go along with the idea of reducing a grade 2 teacher. Last time we met, I kind of talked you through all of the changes as they were like impacting the next section. So just so that you're comfortable, this year we have 20 students in grade 1. So we actually looked at having 1 grade 1 last year, because remember we had a retirement last year. And so we looked at having 1. So this isn't a quick decision. It's not a rash decision. The number has stayed somewhat consistent, and we're told that we've got a couple of kiddos moving. So we're actually anticipating 18, which in all reality means come fall, we'll probably have 20, right? Because there's usually a little bit of fluctuation there. But I wanted you to know that we did look at it last year, chose to stay like we did this year, and the number just really didn't change. So it's a workable size class. It's well under the requirement. And then we can, I've already talked with the staff and we'll support the classroom as needed. As far as to identify what that looks like today, I can't, because we need to see who we have in the classroom, what the needs are in the classroom, but we'll certainly be responsive in a proactive way to make sure that the teacher has what they need in order to make a good experience for everybody.
And kitty guide's a lot higher than that, right? So they're going into first.
There's 30.
Yeah,
this
so they'll,
year. Yeah, so, and put that in perspective, that's 2 classes of 15, like, that's awesome,
Mhm.
right? I mean, that's a lot of our classes are like that. We've got, our 4th grade, there's, 32. So there's 16 kids in each of our 5th grade classes next year. Like, how wonderful is that? So,
That's Mira's class.
is it? Yeah.
She got a big class.
But I think the real point is we, in this economy, and with the fact that we have skilled teachers and we have supports in place. We really just need to kind of keep track of what that looks like. Next year, the year after, we're gonna have this conversation again and again.
Off the top of your head, Dr. Lane, do you know how many children you can have in second grade with per teacher?
25.
25, so we got a lot of wiggle
We
room
do.
there.
We do.
And we could always use Ned Tech more in that room to assist.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's one of the options for sure. Yep.
Okay.
Yep, definitely. Grade 5 instruction, is that where you're, Ms. Rhonda?
We are, let's see what he has in my questions with the pre-K to 2. So 3-5 instruction. The orange you'll see is the predicted salaries for the teachers. We made a change in substitute salaries. I increased it by 10,000 because we do have a need for substitutes. We also are doing the PBIS training that Joanne is doing, so we have to pay for a substitute when staff are out doing that training. She doesn't have the schedule. We had a lot of talk about that today. And that means that up to 6 staff members could be away from the classroom at a time, so we have to increase the substitutes, and that's not something that's actually supported or we get reimbursed for.
And that PBIS program is a positive supports program, so it's actually system-wide. She mentioned Joanna because Joanna is kind of like the lead person, but there's 3 from each school. And they attend various trainings based on whether or not they're a coach or they're a lead, or there's different levels, isn't it?
is going down 101,000, we must have a couple staff or something. Is it different?
So the grade 2 teacher
Mhm.
is gonna go to grade 5.
Okay,
And so there's a change there, and then the grade 5 teacher is actually gonna come over here to do grade 6.
okay,
Because the grade 6 teacher, one of them has asked to teach grade 7 ELA, and the ELA teacher is going to Florida.
okay,
So those salary fluctuations up and down all follow the fact that one is a more experienced teacher, one is a less experienced teacher
Okay.
going into a more experienced, and it kind of goes up and down all the way.
I'll let you remember that because I didn't.
I have to visualize each move. The good thing, so I might as well just say it right now because I really do think it's a good thing. We had all of that movement, right? So grade 2, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, and then grade 7 and 8 in math and science, and a math one that we haven't really spent, well, we haven't gotten there yet. So there's 6. Every teacher has a full-time teaching job, every one. So because we had a couple of people put into leave for all kinds of reasons, going to different environments, going to where family is, whatever it is, that movement has kept everybody employed. And I feel very appreciative to that we have a lot of skilled and talented people who are able to do other things, and we're able to keep them employed. I think that's a great thing. Just my opinion.
so they all agreed to do it? So,
Yep, we still got, like I said, we're still got a couple more moves to make, but the offers for those positions are there for each of them. We have had a couple already accept, and we've given acceptance letters. Yep,
Cool. That was gonna be my question.
yeah, yes. Okay, if I stop talking, Rhonda, where are we?
We are down to
6-8
the bottom,
instruction?
yep, down to the bottom of 3 instruction, so it did go down overall.
Okay.
6-8 instruction. Again, the orange is what's predicted. The yellow is health insurance, which is still predicted. The rest of them have been verified. And that, there isn't too much.
That's because of the-
change, yeah.
Because of the moves again,
Because of the
right?
moves again, yep, we just realigning the salaries with the appropriate staff. So overall, that whole area did go down about 36, almost $37,000. You'll notice that textbooks did go up considerably because they're looking at purchasing some additional textbooks. It's at 500%. Went from 946 to they're looking for purchasing six up. And then we'll move down to 9 to 12 instruction.
Can I back you up,
You
Robin?
can.
Will you go back to dues and fees on 3.5?
Yeah.
I can't remember why that changed from 18 to 200. Yeah, I just can't remember why.
Ah,
I
yes, yes,
think
yes.
we moved something.
What line are you looking at?
Dues-
It's dues and fees on section for 3.5 at like halfway through page
Oh.
5.
Okay,
Remember what that one is?
I wonder if it was an alignment problem, dues and fees, so equipment,
dues and fees?
dues and fees, this is 3 to
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, right there.
Yep,
15,200.
But it's consistently, yeah. Can you just check
I will
that
verify
one?
that one.
Because that-
We'll look
I
at that
think-
one.
Nothing is coming to my mind on what it is my problem.
Okay,
There you go. There's a remote.
that is considerable.
It is, I
amounts.
just-
So I know it's
was not
13.5 technology with other supplies. Yeah, I will check that one.
Okay.
That was a conversation I had with Joanna today, so I'll
Yep.
see what I talked to her about.
If it is accurate, I just can't remember why. I mean, if it's
It shouldn't be that low, that doesn't make
it's
sense.
not, it's, yeah, I just don't
It's
know.
looking like it might need to be moved to.
Okay.
I'll look at that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Thank you.
So I believe we are at 9 to 12 instruction. That has gone up roughly $6,600.
And again, dues and fees. It's like they, well, no,
No, dues and fees for that one is
Up to 199.
$105.
yeah,
Not bad.
no,
I just can't remember why. That is probably something there. If you look in your stuff.
I'll look at my notes.
Yep.
Let's see if else it sticks out there. Ready for gifted and talented?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still a part-time position. I held the salary the way it is currently for the time being. Actually, I put it in towards the middle. It is a split position between pre-K to 8 and 9 to 12. Well, someone who comes in under gifted and talented, it's a mid-range salary of roughly 54,250. And I divided it between the two programs. I did it a part-time.
Dues and fees couldn't have been like the new instructional stuff, could it have been? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, since it was like
Yeah.
18 and 18 from the 2 prior years. And then came back down to like, it matches pretty well, 8 too, it just wasn't what it is. That's just it's my best guess.
Not too bad. I will talk to Joanna and look at it. We did a bunch of changes this morning.
Oh,
See, she'll have those notes to find out if I put it on moving, put it on the wrong line. It should have been on equipment, but I don't remember it being equipment being that high.
Mm.
So I'll look at that with her.
quick question. We have a gifted and talented teacher right now,
No,
No.
so that's anticipated if we get one.
Well, we have kept it open because we've advertised a few times.
Just haven't
for it,
been
but We
able to
don't
go.
have somebody, right?
Okay, we
Yeah.
want one, but we just haven't done one.
Right.
Good.
Yep, we've kept it funded, yep. We've even actually had conversation about doing something with enrichment instead of like a technical gifted and talented. Because we get some money back with EPS for that. It's a couple of years behind, but it's there.
You had that in middle school a couple of years ago. You had there was an after-school class for enrichment, I believe. That some of the students participated in. I think it was sixth grade maybe,
Yeah,
no, it couldn't have been sixth. Ninth maybe, or ninth grade. I'm trying to think. The teacher that just got the award from
Anna
Channel
Lee.
5,
Oh.
I believe she taught it. It was an enrichment.
really.
I think
Didn't
so.
even know that. Yep. Page 8. Special ed.
We did ESL, we made the same, we don't, the ESL position, we just pay a person a stipend. And then we done special ed. And this is where we'll probably see some movement in this version, because we need to look at what we can actually change over to local entitlement. I did move the special education coordinator salary, which is actually paid as local entitlement, so I eliminated that completely. I also changed the secretary position. The portion that we pay out of general fund under special ed is now gonna go over fully to local entitlement. It actually saved quite a bit of money doing that adjustment, as well as the legal fees that go over, supplies and textbooks.
Mhm,
She always pays all of that out of local entitlement.
nice.
Dues and fees as well. And of course, we do get reimbursed for part of our salary, so. And we removed the tuition for the administrator as well. That'll be paid by our local entitlement if she wants to, or not planning to take any classes. Then we move down to KDA resource, special ed resource room. The change in ed tech salaries is shifting of staff that moved around and staff coming in at a lower pay rate. You actually had quite a bit of turnover in special ed this year, didn't you, Shelley?
Yes. A lot of change.
So overall, that area is down roughly $5,000. K-8 self-contained. And that's where you have the tuition for the private services, and that actually went out 55,000. That's why you see a significant increase in there, that line. Let's move to speech and language.
Is 55,000, is this if somebody moves here and they're going out of district? Remember we talked about it only in meetings.
Are you looking at the tuition to private sources?
Yeah.
55,000, yeah.
We had talked about it, there was a new law or something that we were, because they lived in Millinocket,
Yeah.
their parents lived in Millinocket. Okay,
Exactly. We have 2 of them happening right now.
That was a state law. Was that connected with the state law that changed this year that we had to Okay,
Yeah, I think you're talking about the one that, Jean just talked about with the,
Yeah.
different living assignment or arrangement, and yeah, it all comes down to the residency of.
that's
here.
where that ties
Yeah,
in, that
it is.
changed this
It
year.
is. Yep. Yep.
So under the speech and language, we have a teacher salary. That's a small portion because that teacher's split between the elementary school and the high school. Like 75, 25, 80, 20. That's not the full salary.
Gotcha.
So you'll see it again in a smaller portion under the 9 to 12 speech and language. And looks like they're buying some supplies, but again, we might be work shifting some of that to local entitlement as much as possible. Even if we don't shift it to supplies, there'll be some possible salary savings. Or some savings in salary. We really have to wait till the numbers come in. Homebound, K-8 homebound. It's highlighted in red. I need to make a change there, but it will be a reduction here and an increase in a different area, so it should walk out to the 10,000 step.
What's the other area that it's going to?
It's probably gonna end up going underneath the special education office. Because we don't use much tutor salaries, but we also use more assessments. So this individual providing some more assessments, so we need to just look at possible how to reallocate that. And I haven't had time to research the proper way to reallocate that. We do have the K-8 summer school. That's increased a little bit because of the needs for the summer students. And the K-8 other special education costs.
Just
Yes,
the,
ma'am.
just the clerical thing. The subtotal underneath K-8 sped summer after school is 9 through 12 sped summer after school. Is how it's labeled. That's just clerical.
Well, that's. Did you get a copy in line? Thank you for noticing that. Anything else? So K-8 other special education costs, what's in red is a new line. So I've split that between K-8 other special education, other costs, and also 9 to 12 other special education cost. And again, the OT therapist is one of our staff members, and that salary is split between two different cost centers. So you'll see a portion of it here, and you'll see a portion of it in 9 to 12. And then increase of tuition reimbursement for courses. Okay to move down? Yep. 9 to 12.
And you said, where did you say, you put, contracted physical therapy?
Contracted physical therapy is.
It's not contracted, it's one of our teachers, which,
Next page.
she was just saying is split between two.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So the OT therapist is split between two cost centers. Basically 80, 20 or 75, 20.
On the next page, got all kinds of red on it.
That's what I'm looking at, I know, yeah. Let's look at it, yeah. Okay. That's.
Skip ahead.
In all weekend.
Yeah.
If we flip over this one, it comes to the next one.
Yeah.
All time high.
Yeah, see, okay, but
So I'm on page 11 at 9 to 12, special ed resource room.
this is what, okay,
And overall, that budget has gone down. Due to
Health insurance.
health insurance is only one individual instead of two.
The tech went down too.
Tech went down. And that's just shifting of staff leaving and coming and going. Really, the only thing that's changed in out those lines. Just significant enough. 9 to 12 self-contained. Looks like tuition reimbursement went down. Salaries went up.
Did field trips go somewhere else? Or did they just?
Field trips usually are those go actually paid out of transportation,
Okay, gotcha.
so that we're showing a increase on there, so we don't. Those field trips are like in-town runs, so they could be put over into transportation line. We have the 9 to 12 homebound hospital. And that tutor rate went down. As well as the contracted services went down considerably. And that's because of current, we don't have a lot of tutors that were actually tutoring kids at us. Yeah. Then we have the 9 to 12 speech and language. And that's where we used to see a small cost here for the speech and language teacher, which is again, a predicted cost that's a portion of the regular salary. As well as the portion for like a Medicare, retirement. And this is where the $6,000 for speech and language, about third line up from fourth line up from the bottom. Might be changing depending upon what our allocation is for the local entitlement again. The last one after that is the summer school for 9 to 12. And that did go down slightly because we aren't doing some summer school tutoring. And if we are doing any kind of summer school, it's through the extended learning program for special ed or something like that might happen, or through the summer school under the title grant. Yeah. Then you can look at 9 to 12 other services, that's where you see all kinds of red. And that was just, that's for the contracted behavior services were split, the 15,000 is a new addition. The salary for the occupational therapist to make sure that's lined up correctly within the next budget fiscal year. Professional development, travel, supplies, and books is a conversation I need to have to make sure that can be paid for within this program, because it's all new, or move over to local entitlement again. as well as, you know, PT. So the increase in that is really the OT and then the psychological services, I mean, the social work behavior program. Guidance, there's not much changes in guidance except for just the predicted salary. And I noticed that you'll see FICA for counselors was only 580. Well, it's more like 7510. Must have been probably was put into a different area. And it's just reallocating the line to where it really should be. And the guidance counselor is also split between 160 and cost center 310 as well. So that's only a portion of that salary. You just see the salary in under 912 guidance. It's quite considerably higher. It's also considerably higher because we've put on notice that the individual may retire next year. So I had to build into that a roughly $11,000 payout for some sick leave. Yeah.
On the FICA Medicare, you had that 1194.83%.
Yeah, because it's 580 and it moved it to 7510. Excuse me.
Sure.
Thank you. 9 to 12 guidance, I just talked about the counselor salaries, that includes one full-time guidance counselor and then a part-time guidance counselor, or the salary split, plus the additional payout.
And the payout is based.
Yeah, I know
on-
what that, yeah,
Okay.
but I just wondered, so. Council salaries 912 should go down a little bit after next year,
It might, yeah.
I would think, unless we hire someone with 30 or 40 years experience.
Yeah.
Okay,
Or she decides to stay with us. for
Yeah,
a year,
well, it
which
should be-
always an option.
which would be the best.
Agreed.
And then the nurses, the health services, the nurse. That actually went down. Because we removed health insurance for that individual, because she's no longer taking our health insurance. I didn't budget for it. I can put it back in if you want me to. K-12 technology. Purchase professional services, the biggest increase over there is the 26,000 for 6,000 for hardware. And that's because they're probably, I think what he's doing is taking some hardware stuff from the other Granite Street and Stearns and putting in the appropriate box where it's supposed to be paid for and not through their accounting lines. It's the same scenario for K-8 technology 6 to 8. Incorporated other hardware services from other areas and for E-rate that.
I think he talked about that at the last meeting.
We
right?
did.
Yeah.
So it's 12,000 there. Between the two lines, and then 9 to 12 is the salary. And again, $6,000 increase under hardware. So the three of those are 18,000. I think the projected E-rate was like 17 something. So it takes care of all of the hardware we possibly need through E-rate. And K-5 library. We remove the tuition reimbursement. The salary did go up. And we also,
We removed tuition because Corinne went up to 5, right?
that's 5 to 12, yes, yes,
Okay.
that's correct. It was sitting there and we moved that actually this morning.
Oh, nice.
So we did. But that doesn't mean it won't show up in high school though, because I haven't had a conversation to
Gotcha.
see if that'll show up in the high school area or the middle school tuition reimbursement. Because these changes just happened last minute, so
Right.
that might show up in a different area.
That's a good point, it probably will.
Yeah, probably. Well, there'll be 2 of them that I'm
Yeah.
anticipating.
You're exactly right.
Yeah. We have a library, excuse me, we have a librarian right now at K-5, don't we? Is it a
Yes.
librarian or K-Tech?
Yeah,
Yes, we
Is it
she's an assistant or, yeah,
a tech position or?
yes, yeah.
And who does she work under as far as, does she have to work under a librarian somewhere?
I think Corinne kind of helps her.
Yeah, but Corinne wasn't a librarian. Do they have to work under a librarian?
You're supposed to have a librarian
Oh,
that you,
well, I think
official librarian.
New
think
York
we
certification.
call them a media specialist. And so as far as having,
So you can get away with it.
yeah,
So you
so she,
change that,
she's a media
gotcha.
specialist, yeah. I see what you're saying,
as an ed tech.
yeah,
Yeah.
isn't it tech free, yes, which can work independently of the school.
Okay. So there was no change to the 68 library, lines. Kept that the same. And the 9 to 12 library. Technology related supplies was removed and the salaries are the biggest changes. And then we get to extra co-curricular and co-curricular stuff. That is still a work in progress. That's why those are orange. Workers' comp will pretty much stay the same because we did get our rate. And again, you'll notice the athletic director salary. I did move that. When I filed Medams reports, anything under the athletic director salary under cost center 160 throws me an error report. It has to go under the cost center 310. I end up moving it every time. So I'm gonna move all of that over to 310. It's gonna change the way that is, although I have to move it anyways. So they don't want an athletic director salary split between 160 and 310. Gotcha. I'll have to go under 310. And they are buying up fluoro supplies and reducing fees to go up. And contracted busing kept the same. And stipends for co-curricular 6 to 8. It's still work in progress. Workers' comp is good.
You may have mentioned this before, the athletic director, is that going under salary instead of as a stipend? It's $10,000 difference.
It actually goes under a salary under athletic director, but it's going under cost center 310.
Okay, that's what you
If
thought.
you look down to,
It goes from 14 to 24.
yeah, it goes from 14 to 24,000.
Okay,
So the salary is, that salary is currently 20,000, the 4,000 is an assistant athletic director. Stipend position.
I mentioned that a minute ago, I was paying attention. Right, look at numbers.
So. We'll put us right into the extracurricular athletic director, so that's what those changes were.
Mhm.
And again, all this is a work in
Okay, yeah,
progress,
yeah.
so.
Yeah, we can, I almost think we have to see, once these things aren't a work in progress, for us to be able to accept it on our next meeting.
Right, right.
I almost think we need to probably have another meeting.
Another one?
Well, just,
Which is.
it's hard to vote on something if we're not sure if those numbers are right.
Yep.
I'd rather
Well,
have it set in
um,
stone.
Ideally, like, I wouldn't ask you to vote on it if we didn't know. We're just hoping that by then that you will know. Or
Okay,
that
yeah.
we will know.
That's by our next scheduled meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we can schedule another one. I'm just not
Or-
sure that by next Tuesday, if there will be.
Or can we, if we can make changes before our meeting, go over this thing again And I mean-
Absolutely.
and do it that way?
Absolutely, yes.
And then we see the numbers are all complete,
Yeah.
not
Because that's-
maybe.
I actually anticipated that we would, like, we'll keep our board, reports shorter and kind of do the same thing, look at the cost centers, because if you look, if we look at the cost centers in general, it
Mhm.
does allow you to like check out lines that you're
Yeah.
interested in, go to the bottom. And then through this document, we can have the most updated ones, the final one, we hope, and let you see like that things have all turned to green.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We won't ask you to vote if it's
Okay.
not settled. Yeah.
Are you gonna have us, are you gonna like to have us go through the budget at the regular school board meeting?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It would be more this than a board meeting. We'll go through the normal things of approving AP and salaries and things like that. And we already have a couple of other things, but then we do this as well.
So the majority of our time will be spent reviewing
Think
the
so.
budget.
Yeah,
You wanna do it, okay?
if that's all right. And then, and yeah,
I think the biggest thing is these things don't change a lot.
right.
That'll be a
They're not.
a big part of it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
If we see a big jump somewhere or a deduction, then we just have to ask why.
I know the thing that I've learned about Millinocket, like with the town council, is we kind of did this during the presentation and walked through like kind of step by step. But then when it was time to go back and like do a vote, it's like they said, I think it was your dad. Actually said, Shelley, why don't you just give us this and we'll go through, and he's like, anybody need anything? And like, because by then you've had time to absorb
Right.
the things that are different, and this is a ton of
like I
information.
say, that.
So yeah,
I-
so I guess too, hopefully we could maybe get you this, at least the day before. So that you
So we
can
can look
kind
at it,
of, kind
yeah.
of take a peek at that too. We could have
Be
that
blind.
control, I think, more
Yes.
differently. Yeah,
When you say that,
get it in an email.
I hate to, I would not wanna nitpick every line at a
No,
school
no.
board meeting.
Yeah,
And like I say, looking at the bottom line is the number I like to look
Yeah,
at,
yeah,
because I trust you
Yeah.
to put the money where it's supposed to go.
yeah,
But that bottom line, how much of a percentage it increases, that's why I was asking Rhonda about that 1.2 or 1.3, whatever
Right.
it was.
right.
Because that's the number I'm gonna look at, and if
Yeah.
that's the number I would vote,
Too.
and I'd hate to vote. I'd hate to vote against it if
Yeah,
it, you know,
right, absolutely. Yep.
but I
So
will, if it's not a good number.
The big,
Yeah.
big chunk of yellow that you see on, under the extracurricular and co-curricular activities, I didn't have a chance to verify those numbers.
Okay,
I left them yellow. They were plugged in before, but I wanted to take a second look at them to make sure they didn't change, or I missed an email somewhere along the line. But those numbers should be all the same. They haven't, there's no significant changes within that. So you should only see just the, and I did do the contracted busing under transportation on page 21 is a predicted cost.
okay, the stipends are predicted costs too, right?
They are, yes, they
Okay.
are. So
Let's
those
make sure nobody was watching.
are changed to orange.
I don't know why we have steps on things.
We have to have some kind of placeholder, so.
I don't-
not
They want to
knowing
change
where
it.
we're gonna land.
Okay, don't you? You want to take steps of those?
No, they don't wanna. Oh, we can talk, right?
Or would-
So They
No,
want
I guess not.
$71,000.
No, I guess we can't.
I bet not. What?
So the other.
I already got my hand slapped, you just talking.
You got me in trouble. I ain't sitting by you no more.
I want to get a round table so I can see what Rhonda is. I hear this
I
voice.
need to, this little voice, I need to speak up, I know that.
No, I, not
So-
saying.
the contracted busing town runs is a predicted number based on as much as I can tell from the actual agreement on the contract and what we spent last year,
Mhm.
increasing it by the 6% that I was supposed to increase it by this year. So that's a rounded number. Could go up, could go down, depends upon how many runs and what happens with that.
But even though you have that yellow now, it really could be green.
It could be,
Because it's gonna just be, a shot in the dark. I mean, it's a Russian roulette, right?
Right.
Like, we're gonna have to go through and have the year happen and pay our bills, and then we'll know where that's gonna actually
What's gonna
fall.
land,
It's,
yeah.
it's gonna be one of those unpredictable ones throughout the year.
so just based on what we have for a cost between now and then. I can do an estimate what we plan out to be, but if extra sports come in play, with baseball, those kind of things.
So
that
Nick and I
kinda
were
blows
talking
out
about
of
that
the
today,
dollar.
on how, it matters by like $1,000 every time we
Mm.
do or don't take a trip. That's a big expense.
Mhm.
Yeah, nope, that looks good, Rhonda.
And that's it, then we still have the rest of it. One other predicted cost is our debt service. That's, we don't have those numbers yet. Should be close to the same,
Yeah, that,
but the debt service above that, the 96,
Right.
it's in orange right now.
Right.
It's supposed to be close to the same. But we're taking a shot in the dark again, not knowing
Yeah.
until we get the actual numbers.
Right, right, and we're working on it.
Yep.
Perfect.
that will be our new loan, one. The debt services, that's gonna be our new loan, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
it
And just, and the other old loan went away, so should kind of,
It should be a wash, it should
Balance it,
just
yeah.
stay the same, yeah.
And these numbers may
Significant.
change also based on the congressional district grant that we've moved to the next phase, which is Beth's been working on.
Right,
Right.
right, we're not really anticipating it in FY 27 though.
No, but I do know we've moved to the next stage. I got a UVI number up to the town already with that. So.
When did you get that?
We have the UEI number already.
Yeah.
But, the conversation was to make sure we had a UEI number. I didn't have to get a separate one for the school district.
So
And I-
somebody asked you to confirm that?
Yeah.
Really? Well, that's good, that's
That was
encouraging,
encouraging news, yeah.
absolutely it is. Okay.
Took my feet off my desk, did my budget.
I don't think so.
I worked all weekend and my husband's not happy with me.
All right.
You
Now-
tell him we appreciate you more than he does.
Don't do it when he's in a good mood.
Right.
Kelly, I think
Just saying,
my eyes might have glossed over
you probably did.
the fuel oil. I know we haven't walked in yet,
No, we
but
haven't.
80,000. And we're keeping it the same.
Yeah.
That's
page you looking at?
feasible.
I stopped.
Kevin,
Huh?
page.
20.
20 or 21.
I think we skipped right over
It
the
was
plant
80.
maintenance.
It was like 80,000 when I.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the numbers that he gave me, so
That's scary.
he may not have those, but
Right.
he gave me those
Right,
numbers, so.
right.
Want to-
Well, maybe we should check too, because it's changing every day, right?
Sure is.
So
It absolutely is.
it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Oil.
So when Louis gave us this, it was several weeks ago. so-
Yeah, it's gone up a
Well-
dollar.
Yep.
Yes, it has. I've been watching the CNN back there because that one I have to.
That's awesome.
Blow it
I
out.
watched my bill and $5 a gallon.
Yeah,
I put some oil in my house.
$5 a gallon right
I
now.
am so lucky that
I gotta call and cancel mine.
that I filled my tank before this whole kerfuffle.
Put a sweater on.
Oh, I still have oil. Why should I pay the top price when I can make the next
Keep my
year?
house at 64, always.
All right, town share, Rhonda, when you get your handwriting done.
I feel that.
Now,
Thanks, I know.
Did you have any other questions?
no,
Okay. I guess I should have asked that. Does
We will.
anybody have other questions?
Well, I think I did have the. Does the adult education for Region 3?
Yeah.
Does that go under? Region 3 assessments?
They send us that, number. And it's a separate article when we vote at the town level.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be in our budget then?
Region 3 assessments, there isn't any, there wasn't any last year either.
There's adult ed, there's the only thing is
Oh,
adult
okay.
ed. I just wonder where that goes.
All I
The
know is it's a separate
2815.
article.
Isn't it 2815?
It is 28,
It
yep.
should be 2815, right?
28,061.
61.
Oh, two.
But they said nothing last year and then nothing this year.
I think there was a change.
So you think the town?
So I thought last
Hmm?
year was all
I'll
paid
pick that
off,
up.
is what I was told.
How do
I thought last year it was all paid off, so we didn't get a
It,
number.
it is, but that's,
That's for the loan. That loan was paid off.
Yeah.
So only thing left is the adult ed. We have to pay the adult ed still. But I think you still have, other appropriations right there, 2815.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's the
And
one.
it's showing 0 on here. I guess it's. Right? It was 28,061. And there's
Right there.
nothing, in it.
There's nothing, there was nothing last year and I don't have anything this year.
Did they not bill us
They
for it?
didn't, we didn't have a bill. They told, I asked them three different times if we had a region three assessment
Call.
cost.
Yeah, who's
They
it?
said-
don't call, don't call, you know,
They'll tell
the
us.
check, you know.
And I know we didn't get a bill because they didn't ask us to pay for anything.
Okay,
I'll check on it.
Okay.
well, I'll have a budget meeting coming up, so. Down there. I'll let you know when I find out.
Yeah, perfect. That's good.
Cover up, cover up.
Hey,
All right, are we all set? I need someone to give me a motion to adjourn.
No, we still gotta go in town.
Oh, we have
One
more.
more document.
Oh.
The town shared.
Oh, that's fine, sorry about
Went
that.
ahead. I'm so close.
So the 1.12 is gonna change a little.
You hungry now?
I just got a call.
The 1.12
I think
will
that's.
change to
Right.
1.2 something
Right.
We're doing pretty good.
We are doing better.
on here.
1.12, yes.
All right,
That's gonna change because I found all this figure right here when I was in look at it again.
Okay,
It should be 8.825. It's this number. Is it?
okay, so it's lower than last year.
This cell was, this is not
Okay.
adding correctly, or the whole column's not adding correctly.
Uh-huh.
That's not our budget. Our budget was supposed to 8.825.
you
So the actual percentage 1.288.
Okay,
None.
Okay,
And that's what was on the original sheet.
yes.
Yeah,
the original
I
sheet,
saw that.
yes. Yep, last minute check, thinking I didn't add correctly. Okay, town chair. So the only real difference is that the budget went up a little bit. The very bottom line of the account check, you'll see the budget total 8,936,048.39, which is what my budget is showing currently now. None of the revenues changed. The state funding hasn't changed. The local revenue. The local appropriation. Didn't change. The difference to the town changed. The difference to this changed, the grand total to town changed. We have a little bit more money because our budget went up,
Mm.
that's why.
plus they need more money to
Plus
pay
the more
for,
money for the EPF.
so we
more
can get our
for-
money from the
Yes,
state.
yeah, all of that. So that did change slightly from the last version. Last version was 94,000, they come up with, they're coming 110 now, E10, 2019. That's if our carry forward comes in at 100,000, we're still predicting that. The auditors keep asking me for more additional information and I keep giving it to them. So, we did get our CFR report, which I signed off on yet now, so that's been finished, so they are winding down with their audit.
So we didn't have anything last year, but we're gonna go 100,000 this year.
We're hoping to 100,000,
Okay,
and that's based on what I could see in our system left over.
I've not seen any bills anymore.
Nope, we are not.
Got done earlier this
I
year.
love the chipper tone of that.
Nope.
No, you are not.
Those are done. Those questions.
So I think that a little bit of the tough sell for us, or the thing that we have talked about before, we need to understand in order to help our citizens know. Is that, we've been responsible on our cost center, so like what we're spending. But there's these other variables, one being the evaluation of properties here in town. Signaling to the EPS formula, oh, they're doing well, they can pay more. And that is indeed reflected in this budget. So when people say the school is costing us more, accurate statement. The school is costing more, but it's based on the fact that evaluations have increased, which again triggers the formula to say the town's doing well, they can afford. more.
Town's getting more money, so they have to pay a larger
They
proportion.
are, they
And
are.
it's,
But that's a tough one to help the public understand is that the evaluations, the new evaluations of their property makes it look like the town is healthy,
Mhm.
right? Economically healthy. So therefore they can afford to pay more of the educational services. So again, I just want to say that out loud, that when a citizen says, the school is costing us more, that's a true statement. But it's not costing more because we're not being fiscally responsible or good stewards
not
of our money.
Good stewards of our money, right?
Because we really are, we've
Well,
really made very proactive decisions. Related to the public dollars.
That's not gonna make a lot of the townspeople happy because they're getting hit twice. The valuation goes up and now they're paying more for school and
I hear
taxes and
you,
everything,
Yeah.
so.
I hear you, but I think that's why I'm saying it a couple times, so that when you're in the public at Hannaford or
I think,
McDonald's or wherever, like, you gotta be able to articulate this. And then I think the next thing is, once we get this all done, you gotta get your friends and family to
To
come
vote.
out and
Mhm.
vote and
Vote.
to ask
Well-
questions and whatnot.
I haven't looked at what inflation was for last year. But if that, it's gotta be higher than that number you put in for your bottom number. And that's what I look at. I mean, I really do. Cause if I go line by line, I'd say, well, how much did you spend on pencils this year? I
Right,
don't wanna know that,
right.
but I do wanna know how much, and if. We're not even, I can't believe we're even up with inflation.
Right, I know. We
But it might change, and if it does, we'll just hate Rhonda.
Yeah.
I could
don't-
never.
It's all on
I
you.
don't live in this area, so I hate
I
like
know. But,
No, but we're not the only ones in the same boat, because Maine Hasbro has been posting a lot of information, and they're all getting hard, all their valuations are going up, and all their subsidies are going down. And I printed off at least 20 of them.
So many articles from last year about how everybody was getting
Yeah.
hit with their evaluations and hit with school
Right.
budgets and all of that stuff, so makes sense that it would be coming
Yeah.
around again as far as like.
Yeah,
it's,
painful.
it seems like we're ahead of the curve right now, but it would be nice to know. And I think we can find out some of schools our size in the state of Maine, how much our budgets have increased this year.
Yeah.
I think that can be found. And it might reflect
hard.
very well on us.
Once they finalize it, but
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not really sure, I know.
I don't know if any have finalized yet, but I know last year, we're ahead of the
Oh,
curve right now. I know last year I could come up with 3 or 4 schools that
All these others.
are
are
right
going
with
up.
us or
Yeah.
up ahead of.
Well, some were 6%, the bigger towns are 6%
There's
increase.
a lot of job loss too.
We've gotta find out what
I
we,
don't know if it was Portland or South Portland,
Yeah,
Um,
I saw that.
30
Yeah,
30
20, 30
teachers
teachers
and
being-
20 some ed techs,
Yeah.
cutting over $1 million. I mean, like, that's painful.
if, I just think we have to find everything we can brag about,
I hear
you know, and if let's, hey, geez, this is inflation, you guys know what's going up, we're not going up that high.
That's right.
You know, that's, we haven't laid anybody off,
Yeah.
you know, we're keeping we're educating the students to the best of our ability. I mean, these are things we can brag about,
They are, I agree.
and we're,
And on top of that, we're getting sportsmanship awards and our kids are going to
Right.
college and getting jobs, running businesses.
We ran a really
You're a
wonderful,
sportsman, that's
successful
a-
One Act
yeah.
Festival
That's
last weekend.
right.
It was,
we get a
amazing.
participation one
In
too.
fact,
Yes.
directors met with Danielle during the festival and said that we should make a template for how to run a festival up here,
Yeah.
including how we run the food, what we offer, how helpful we are. You just find a person in a black shirt and there you go, or like
Yeah.
whatever. It was such a nice compliment. Ronnie also gave us a wonderful compliment and said that performing arts, he never even knows we're here at the end of festivals, that
Good.
when he goes back through with all of the stuff that we take the
Just-
time to clean up everything so much that he never even knows we were here.
Yeah.
We're like, oh,
I hoped that that was gonna go well because it was kind of snowy,
yes.
but it did kind of clean up.
So many
quicker.
people traveled.
Yeah.
Even from Fort Kent all the
Yeah.
way down. It was awesome.
Stop.
It was awesome.
Well, we can start,
All
yeah,
right.
we could probably stop recording.
Yeah, we can
Well,
probably,
we gotta call the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
you know, set, motion to adjourn?
So move.
Wait,
Second.
Wait.
You're not playing around.
and
Boring.
unless further notice, we won't be discussing the budget until the next regular meeting.
Right.
Okay,
But we'll review it.
Before me. Right.
Meetings coming up, April 7th,
expected review on it.
May 5th, and June 2nd. All in favor of adjourning? 5-0. Thank you.
So next week we'll get a copy of it and we'll review it